Hey guys on YouTube, this is Mike Rowland. I'm showing you my cap dump, and I just want to show you a quick update. I'm not going to be long, but you see that, well, see the blue can on top and the battery? Well, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm charging that little bitty battery. I'm not using the big bank yet, but I am using this. You see that heat sink with all them parts on there? There's 6 50 amp Mosfets, and there's some steering resistors on that little board. And then they go there. See that harness, that pink wire? And that all comes down to here. They're all hooked together. All of them fire together. Now, what I wanted to show you, I'm in the process of trying to get my trigger just right. Okay, so I'm going to change positions here and show you my swing arm light. Maybe you can see that. Yeah, you can see that. You'll see that the variable resistors there at the top, those are 10-turn pots, so you can get those for $3 or $4 a piece. They're not expensive. And then let's see if I can zoom in a little so you can see that circuit even better. Yeah, you can see that circuit there. Now that circuit has well, I've got that isolation transformer. Well, it's not that, it's suppression transformer is what it is in there. Then I got the 5-5 timer, and in the middle there, and then to the left, the little white chip is a 6-legged chip. That's an opto-isolator, so that's another isolation device. And then over here you'll see I've got a regulator. I want to be double sure I don't blow my tiny pulsing parts, because I want to make it industrial. I want to make it strong, so I'm regulating it to 15 volts with that. And then I've got the opto-isolator. Let's see if I can move this just right. You'll see that great big transistor with the pink wire on it. That leads to the big lineup of Mosfets that fire. And of course they're going to be firing that big bank down here. Remember that big bank I showed you in previous videos? I'm not firing that yet. I'm firing it, but I'm firing this one right now. This 48,000 microfarads of at 100 volts. That cap is 100 volt, and I'm firing it at about 20 volts is all. 18 volts. And you'll see that meter bounce here in a second when I turn it on. But I just wanted you to see that I have enough room on my little timer board or comparator board, whichever you prefer. I can adjust it different ways with those dials. One's duty cycle and one's up to like 8 seconds, which I probably don't use that much. Up to 8 seconds, probably more once a second or 3 times a second even. So I wanted to show you the regulator is feeding this circuit. I'm going to get 24 volts to that little regulator, and I'm going to take that apart and put it on this board right here. I'm just testing right now. And that mess on top there where that transistor's welded to the sticking way up from the board, that's going to go on the board properly too. I'm just testing, so I know everything worked right. So let me turn it on, and we'll get this thing pulsing. And as soon as you see it pulse, we'll take you over here to watch the amp meter. Ready? Now we'll go over here to the battery and the amp meter, and that's 2 amps. I'm probably not focusing just right, but I'm telling you that's a 2 amp scale or 0 to 5 amps, and that's 2 amp pulse. Rather than jerk the camera all over and try to focus that in, you can see that's at the second notch. That's 2 amps, and the voltage on this cap is being supplied by a little wall adapter. It's keeping that cap powered up. Alright. And the red wire is always hooked to the battery, and the black wire makes and breaks down here in the module area, like I was showing you. This module that's on the big cap dump. Okay, so that's my update. Just making progress on getting the module the way I want it to be. I had some transistor modules kicking around from 3-phase H-bridge type stuff, you know, and Darlington arrangement and all this and that, but I really didn't like the way that just using one side of the Darlington to fire, or either or both. I just didn't like it, and this is much faster. When you got a Mosfet, a more modern day Mosfet, in the lineup of 6 Mosfets like I showed you over here, that is a lot faster. Of course, that's why everybody uses them, because they're a lot, that lowers your resistance and your firing time way down. So, regulator is a good thing to have, and real easy. A 15-volt regulator, and use the 15-volt parts, or the like that transistor is a 30-volt ceiling, and it fires nicely on 15 volts. And of course the Opto can handle a lot more than that, but not that much power. And I'm not using but about, I don't know, maybe 10 milliamps at the most for all those transistors to fire. Hardly anything. Maybe, well, I take that back. The whole cap dump and everything running is like, I think it's like 50 milliamps, but I'll have to remember. Okay, that's it for now. I'll see you again when I'm wrapping it up and I'm using the big set of caps.